Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
This is by far one of my favorite additions to the 49ers team, and he didn't really come this offseason. You picked him up late on the practice squad last season and just kind of stashed him. He got action in a couple games as special teams and 15 offensive snaps. But Matt Hennessy, a player I was really, really high on in the 2022 draft. He's center/guard. He's spent seasons at both positions and has kind of been groomed a little bit to be this long-term placement at center. He gets drafted by the Falcons and is the heir apparent understudy to Alex Mack. And then Alex Mack joins the 49ers, as we all know. Well, Matt Hennessy stepped in as their starting center, played every single game for an entire year, was pretty good, but his play was ascending throughout the year. And then knee issues started and just really hasn't been the same since. So the 49ers get Matt Hennessy at his lowest moment in his career, and you get him on a very cheap contract, and now he is basically what he was for Alex Mack, the great, he is for Jake Brendel. I don't believe that there is a true kind of center competition. There should be. Chris Forster does not believe in competition on the offensive line at all. He does not believe in that. If he did, this would be a competition, and I do believe Matt Hennessy is a more consistent, better run blocker by far than Jake Brendel. Pass blocking, perhaps not. But at some point, Matt Hennessy is going to be playing this year. No doubt about it. And I do think that he makes this roster. There's just too much upside with him. Now, he comes in number 45 on our 49ers roster countdown, and I would be happy to have him higher. Our 4 rankings that we did just for the 2025 season, 33 was his highest, 57 was his lowest. Like, there's a wide spectrum of where Matt Hennessy kind of fits. I personally think at some point he's going to be playing. Jake Brendel is an Iron Man and is out there a lot, but his play has been so poor and inconsistent and just quits, probably 5 to 10 times a game, seconds before the play's over. He just quits consistently and will watch fumbles and not go all out effort and all that stuff. I know he's loved in the locker room. The coaching staff loves him, but the tape speaks for itself. Good center. You're getting he's not a good center. I'm sorry. I don't want to say that. You're getting what you pay for. Matt Hennessy has a higher ceiling, and it's not even close. He wears jersey number 61, Matt Hennessy, 6'4", 315, 32.25-inch arms. He's only 27 years old. So even though he's been around the NFL, he's going into his 6th season, this is a player that, man, let's just be honest. Even if he sits this entire year and steps in next year, you're getting a 28-year-old center. You can still get 3 to 4 years out of him, kind of that Jake Brendel plan. Ran a 5.1 40-yard dash. That's top 66 percentile. 1.8 10-yard. That's probably one of the worst measurables he has. His burst is not elite. 7.43 cone, change of directions, great. 86 percentile for linemen. 30-inch vertical, that's 73 percentile. Broad jump, 9.2, 84 percentile. And 23 bench press reps. You put his measurables into mock draftable. Listen to these comps. Isaac Seumalo, Lyle Collins, the all-purpose guy. Caleb Rogers, who the Niners were huge on this year. And Cody Mock. Now, you compare him to Jake Brendel. They're both 6'4". He's 12 pounds heavier than Brendel. He has a full inch longer arms than Jake Brendel, a full inch longer hands. A little bit slower, though. Jake Brendel ran a 5 flat, and Hennessy ran a 5.1. The burst is, similar, and all those things. The bench is similar. So he's a zone fit, and I'll go back through my pre-draft write-up back in 2020 on Matt Hennessy. I liked him. I had a second-round grade on him. He went in the 3rd round. And he's just been successful everywhere he's been. Played at Don Bosco Prep High School in Ramsey, New Jersey. 2-way starter, offensive line, defensive line. Was a team captain. He was the 33rd player coming out of the state of New Jersey from high school. Goes to Tipple, and he was there for Matt Rule before he even went to Baylor. That's how long ago this was. Graduated with a degree in finance. Matt Hennessy is smart, which Shanahan covets all across the entire roster, but center is huge because, as been well documented, the quarterbacks do not adjust the line protections in Shanahan's scheme. The center does. And so the center is responsible with all of that. So you want somebody that can handle that mentally. You do not have to worry about that with Matt Hennessy. Athletic directors honor roll in college, all academic team for the AAC, president's honor roll, athletic directors honor roll again, Temple Owl Club academic award, the AAC Scholar Athlete of the Year for the entire conference. This dude, smart. Like, he has it. And not only is he smart, he's tough as hell. Matt Rule, everywhere he's been, whether, Nebraska or Baylor or Temple or wherever, the players vote on the toughest players on the team. And those players get single-digit practice jerseys, starting from 1 all the way up to 10, the 10 toughest players on the team. And yeah, he was awarded a single-digit practice jersey based on his team saying he's the toughest, on the team. That's what he is. Remington Award watch list, and being on that Warfel Trophy watch list from Temple, that's something to be proud of. His family's very athletic as well. His older brother, Thomas, is the long snapper for the Jets, and guess what? Brand Poyer was the coach for the Jets special teams unit just last year. So there's carryover there. Quality player, very athletic team, gets drafted in the 3rd round. And listen to, he was picked with the 78th pick in the 3rd round of the 2020 draft by the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Hennessy was the same round as other eventual 49ers, Keyshawn Vaughn, Jordan Elliott. The Niners did not have a 3rd round pick that year. They traded it, wonderful trade, for Trent Williams. Yeah, that worked out well. That 3rd round plus a future 5th rounder got him for pennies on the dollar. I mean, Keyshawn Vaughn, Jordan Elliott. You want to talk about Matt Hennessy? Instead, you got Trent Williams, who's going to be a 4-time All-Pro with the Niners after this year. So this was our pre-draft write-up before Matt Hennessy was drafted or before he ever took a snap in the NFL. In college, 3-year starter at center and guard. Gave up 0 sacks and only 1 quarterback hit his senior year. 1 total sack in 3 years in college. Great. 87 run grade, 81 pass grade, 86 zone grade. Technician and perfect for a zone blocking scheme. Great balance, never on the ground. One of my favorite things. Players just give up against him in pass pro. You have to talk about the level of competition as a concern, but dominated with ease at every level. And I had a 2nd round grade on him. Now, once he gets drafted, he never played to the level I thought he would be. He got close. And, you look at kind of 2020, his rookie year, he played 150 center snaps and 75 left guard snaps. And just kind of sparing, stepped in for injuries, garbage time, whatever else. 2021, when Alex Mack left to the 49ers, he played every damn snap. 988 snaps at center, played every single game, was good. Now, he was a starting level center, but it's not like he was a Pro Bowl guy or anything like that. And then in 2022, that's where the injuries started. And it never was really the same after that. And the 49ers are betting, like, man, can he get back to that 2021 level play before he had a myriad of injuries? And that's kind of the question, because he has had multiple knee injuries to the same knee. And can you overcome that? That's the issue that you're hoping for. So, you look at his career, he's given up 6 sacks, 5 quarterback hits, 35 hurries. You don't like those numbers. 2022, after he started the full season, injures his knee in training camp. Fights through it. Eventually injures it so bad he goes on IR. Comes back week 18 to play 1 game. And was just kind of a wasted year with that knee. 2023, the 3rd day of training camp, that same knee blows it out again. And so you're talking multiple knee injuries to that same knee. Then, takes a year off, missed the entire season. That training camp injury knocked him out of all of 2023. Joins Philadelphia as their practice squad in 2024. Hennessy said he was fully healthy, but the Eagles waived him with a back injury. But Hennessy's like, dude, I was fully healthy. I don't know what the deal was. Goes back to Atlanta, plays 4 games, and then joins the 49ers. Just the explosiveness, the consistency does not seem to have been back there as of last year. And so the 49ers are kind of just doing this, hey, we're assigning you to a one-year deal. You take your time. You just chill. And he played in 2 games with the Niners last year, but again, it was like 15 offensive snaps, mostly, when the season was over, whatever. And they were at left guard. They were at guard. They weren't even at center. But you go back to his 2021 year where he was a full-time starter, played every single game at center, at 76.4 pass pro, 50.5 run blocking grade, which that is bad. That is bad. And an 88.1 true zone grade. So, it's weird because you see glimpses, but, man, all those injuries afterwards, that's kind of the issue. So can he get over that? And that's what you got to see. You got to see consistency from him. The 49ers signed him December 26th of 2024, right before the season expired, and played in those last 2 games. He got a 2-year, $2.3 million contract, $390,000 fully guaranteed. He's got a $1.2 million cap hit this year. Career earnings for Matt Hennessy, $8.2 million. He's made some money. 22 career starts and 47 games played. He has experience. It's just been a while since it's been quality experience. Played 45 snaps with the 49ers last year, 30 on special teams, 15 on offensive line snaps. And again, those numbers last year and those 15 offensive snaps, 63.9 overall, 70.7 pass blocking, 62.9 run blocking. Do with that what you will. Now, best case scenario for Matt Hennessy is that Chris Forrester opens it up as a competition with Jake Brendel. He's not done anything to guarantee start or whatever, but that's just not the way we coach. The 49ers coach. Chris Forrester doesn't do that. Look at last year. Aaron Banks is banged up, has been for 3 consecutive years. Misses time. Ben Barch comes in, plays better than him. They give the job back to Aaron Banks. Aaron Banks gets hurt again. Spencer Burford comes in, plays better than him. They give the job back to Aaron Banks. Gets injured again. Nick Zakelj comes in, plays better than Aaron Banks. And then the year kind of finally expired. But 3 times they gave the job back to Banks, who was never fully healthy, and got outplayed by Barch, Burford, and Zakelj. Meritocracy is not the way the offensive line works. Now, that is a critique of Chris Forrester, but I'm thankful he's our coach. I think he's a great offensive coach, and I think he's an awesome person. I love listening to him at press conferences, but it doesn't mean he's, in my idea or perspective, is perfect. Now, if it was a competition, there is a very real and honestly likely situation that Jake Brendel still wins that job. But I wish it was a competition instead of just handing him and acting like he's a future Hall of Famer, because there are so many things that Jake Brendel has to fix. The amount of times he gets pancaked as an offensive lineman is ridiculous. The amount of blown assignments is ridiculous. And just the fact that he quits so often before the play. Is Matt Hennessy better than Jake Brendel at this point? No, and probably not. You have to see if that knee injury is better, and we're going to see in training camp if he can stay healthy and stay out there. If he can, I fully expect Matt Hennessy to make the 53-man roster. I really, really do. And the ideal move, this has nothing to do with the 2025 roster countdown, but the ideal move is that Matt Hennessy would be the starting center of the future. He's only 27. Allow him to stay healthy, see if he can make it through a full year. And next year, open up that competition, because if he is healthy and at 27, he's going to be better than a 33-year-old Jake Brendel. I don't think that's much of a question. So we'll see what happens. Worst case, he gets cut, brought back to the practice squad, elevated as a guard or center, but there's a lot of bodies fighting for that guard job. So center is the way for Matt Hennessy. Have to say thank you to Josh, Ben, and Zach, executive producers of this series, and for us, the 49ers Rush team, we're just going to keep counting them down.